No, it won't be a satisfactory result. My big thing, and Levi, I'm a proponent at this point in getting rid of this game. For me
Oh,
personally,
no, 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 no.
I know
Don't
you
go
don't
that
like
far.
that, but I don't. To me, I don't have any reason to continue this in my mind anymore. If unless Iowa State's going to be perennially relevant, it does hurt Iowa, and that's a conversation for another
I don't think
day.
it does.
It,
I
of
mean,
course, it
yeah,
does.
that is a conversation for another thing. It's a philosophy. It's a I mean, there's been times where, but I mean, like, there's so much benefit for the state as a whole. I mean, there's tons and tons of there's millions and millions of dollars of economic activity associated with the game. It attracts people from outside the state. I mean, it attracts eyes from outside the state. It's a very, very meaningful game. I mean,
If
you
I was
can't.
scheduled Notre Dame, or if
Well,
I was
okay,
scheduled, you know,
if Iowa State scheduled Alabama, then I mean, I mean, the point is that we schedule Power Five non-cons. There's one in the state for both of them. It makes a lot of sense. They can both play. They can both rack up a non-conference Power Five win.
but that's
And
easy for you to say because Iowa's perennially a good schedule. Iowa State is not a good schedule perennially.
I mean, on a forever time scale, yeah. I mean, in the under the Matt Campbell era, it has been.
Well, it wasn't last year. They went 4-8, and it probably isn't this year. And it's
I don't
rarely
know. I mean,
perceived.
to me, getting rid of the game doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's just such a big event for the state. I mean, if you're truly focusing, I mean, the only upside for Iowa is if you really think that Iowa can push for being a perennial playoff team. That's the only upside.
Well, yeah,
I
that's.
don't see that as possible.
But see, that's where I'm looking at this. I don't see how in the long if you're satisfied with being an 8 to 9 win team that is a middling Big Ten team, once they end up getting rid of divisions, they'll be a upper tier but middling upper tier Big Ten team. I think that's fair. They'll be a top
For Iowa.
6 or 7 team in an 18 team conference. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where they're probably
Yeah,
going to
they're
end up being.
above middle somewhere
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
and but my point is, if you want to have a chance to be elite, I agree with you. I don't either. If you go to 10 conference games, don't schedule an extra Power Five game, or if you stay at 9, schedule someone different. And I didn't say that 2 years ago, and I was actually advocating a couple years ago. Hey, Iowa State, if they can maintain this, I'd have no problem with them
I
being in the
mean,
Big Ten. They can
if
move
the
the
Big Ten
rivalry
goes
back
to
in the
10
schedule.
conference games, then you're right. It probably doesn't make a lot of sense for Iowa because you can't ask them to play 11 power
No,
conference games a year. You just can't do that. And that's the reason why Iowa State doesn't schedule any interesting Power 5 teams in the non-conference because
yeah,
they're kind of hamstrung. You can't we're not going to that's not fair to ask our team to play 11 Power 5 games in a year. Um or 9 whatever or 10, sorry, 10. Um it's not really fair to ask anybody to do that. So, you know, but as right now, assuming the Big Ten doesn't go to 10 conference games, which I guess they might, but and if they do, then we'll cross the bridge when we get there. But as long as the situation remains how it is, I don't think it makes any sense to get rid of because right now it's just there's too much benefit for the state. Exactly, hair trigger is exactly right. There's too much wrapped up in it for the state. It benefits the state way too much, and it benefits both universities from an exposure standpoint. And just there's too much benefit to drop the game. But like I said, things can change if in 5 years we got an expanded playoff, the Pac's dead, and the ACC is getting ready to die, and all we've got left is the SEC, the Big Ten, and the Big 12. Then maybe it goes away because we have to schedule so many conference games, and that's just what it is. I mean, and that would be disappointing when that happens because it's a rivalry that's been around for a long time. And that would be disappointing because in-state rivalries are what make college football great. They are. I mean, there's in-state or in-conference rivals. Historic rivalries are part of what make college football great. And losing an in-state rivalry would suck because there's a lot of parts of this new version of college football that aren't fun. Big USC and UCLA being in the Big Ten is not fun. That's not what college football is about. Same with Oregon and Washington. That's not fun at all. And and now Stanford and Cal being in the ACC is insane. That's complete crazy town to me. I don't like. I get it why they're doing it. I get why both parties are doing that because they're trying to keep each other alive. Totally get it. That's not what college football is supposed to be. And as much as I'm happy that the Big 12 has solidified itself as the third best conference from here on out, it still sucks that we had to kind of tear apart the Pac-12 to do it. I mean, to be clear, the Big 12 did not tear apart the Pac-12.
Yes.
But they were, we had to deliver the final blow, basically. And it sucks that had to happen because Oregon State and Washington State are going to get left behind now. They're going to be Mountain West teams, and that sucks for them. Because they, Wazoo and Oregon State have both produced great players and great teams that have been really interesting for college football, and they're part of the tapestry that makes it fun. And so getting rid of Cyhawk to me is a step in the wrong direction. If you're trying to maintain college football being fun.
Well said. Levi Stevenson, wide right natty light. Get on over there. Check out, for most of you, The Enemy. Check them out this week and what they've got to offer. Levi, it's always a great conversation. Always appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me. I always enjoy coming on. Corey and I butt heads, but it's still fun.
Absolutely.
This is like the banter that Corey and I have is the fun part of it. There's some really toxic stuff online that's really annoying. This is the fun part of the rivalry where we can just talk about completely biased opinions that make no sense outside of context and just throw them at each other and see what sticks.